Are you guys doing the pottery scene from Ghost? I don't know. Ryan will
Ooh.
put that up on the teleprompter if we are, with our special guest that's coming right up. You can find us all across social media at
Chrises.
and specifically on our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, Geo Saban, shout out to India, Namaste, and a couple other ones. If you're into any other podcasts with the name Pod in it, you can find us at QWT
Chrises.
or type in Quarantine with the Chris's. You can find all our podcast information in our link or in our newsletter, which we just dropped today, Chris, with all exciting Quarantine with the Chris's information for all week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, we got a pottery cast going today, Chris.
Pottery cast.
Yeah, pottery cast.
I like that. Did you ever eat Play-Doh?
Eating it right now.
Are you really? Is this edible? Can you actually do that?
Maybe not.
It's Quarantine with the Chris's first. We're poisoning each other. Thank you for joining us today, Quarantine with the Chris's. We're trying to get our guest on because Ryan's just simply not doing it. We're going to try real hard here.
Good, baby, baby. It was all a magazine.
Hey.
Up in the limousine. Hanging down, guys. Every Saturday, rapper talk, Mr. Magic Molly Mall.
Ryan, we got a guest on. No, Ryan, you can't eat that either. Sorry, William. Our intern is just going crazy over there in the kitchen, trying to eat all the leftover Play-Doh that we have. But you were going on a 3-day trip, and it turned into way longer than 3 days. And now you're on the road again. Where are you going?
I'm headed back to Seattle for the time being, and then who knows? But we're not on any time schedule. So like between here and Chicago, we kind of have a plan within the next couple days. But after that, we're kind of setting sail, and we're taking it day by day.
Woohoo emoji! How do you do the woohoo emoji?
Oh, I will. No plan on stopping right now. It's just I'm living the dream right now, spending my time on the road and doing what I've so. It's been awesome.
But you were in New York City ruining a poor couple's photo shoot.
I know. They apologized to me, but I should have been apologizing to them. I mean, that photo shoot it was a nice long, like that Instagram boyfriend was there for a while. Props to him. I wonder how that one came out. Probably better than my video. Who knows?
That's awesome. We have two requests.
One's for a wedding mug.
One's from a Clay Dimmick, says do the wedding mugs, haha emoji eyes. And Paula, our new best friend in Florida, wants a mug as well. So how about a mug?
I can do a mug. I mean, it might be a little difficult because for handles, you kind of have to do them the next day because you make the original form, and then the next day you'll kind of add a handle to it or something like that. But yeah, I can see if I can whip up a little mug.
How about we call it a handleless mug?
Ooh, yes. A handleless mug. We've been corrected. A LJ Lobel has said it's called a cup.
Ooh.
So we've all been. What is a cup?
A handleless mug is I just learned that. But Ryan.
Hey, I actually met that guy off of Instagram last night. Shout out to Larry. The power of social media and Instagram, you can meet some pretty cool people.
Yeah, that's how we met you. Was just through the power of social media. So thanks for coming on today, sharing your craft, and inspiring us all. Really.
Having me on, I really appreciate it. I'm in pretty good company this week, it looks like, and I'm pretty stoked to be the headliner for this week.
He's our resident DJ. He'll be spinning, literally.
So I threw the clay down and got it to stick. I make a little like seal here on the bottom so it won't come off. And then I try to center it, and centering is the hardest part about pottery, I think. It definitely took me the longest. I was not a natural potter in any sense of the word. Like, this is the hardest part, getting it to not wobble around with you. And,
yeah, how do you control an 80-pound wheel?
Well, it's really just the motor. I don't have to. Once I can, the wheel will take over if you're not controlling the clay. But if you let the clay handle you, then you're kind of. That's why people start with a small amount of clay because you can handle it better, and then work up to more amounts of clay because it's harder to center, which is just this part. It's not even making the pot. It's literally just getting it in the middle of the spinning part. Because if it's not in the middle of the spinning part, when you're making something, it'll just wobble. One side will be higher than the other. You're not going to create anything cool, I guess.
So what are your tips to getting it, as Zed once said, in the middle?
Ooh.
So I keep my left hand kind of at 90 degrees braced, like on my body, and then this hand is just kind of toward it. So all of your muscle is kind of coming from here, and then it's really just powering it and putting your body into it and making it go in the middle. Like I can hit it all.
Don't hurt it.
I just opened it, and then you compress the bottom, because if you don't compress the bottom, then it'll start to crack. And not crack right now, but if it gets left overnight and it dries too fast, and if it's not compressed on the bottom, then it makes an S crack.
How do you prevent cracks from happening then?
So you wedge the clay first of all. You wedge it like you would, I guess, knead bread in a way, and that kind of takes all air bubbles out of it. Yeah, there you go, Chris. Yeah, you wedge it to take all of the air bubbles out of it, and that's the first level of compression. And then once it's open here, then I'll just run my finger back and forth on the bottom, and then that'll compress the bottom, and it won't crack.
We had a question from a man who identifies as a lion.
Ooh.
Do you have any of your finished work available? I mean, we could wait to show that if you have any. If not, they can go to Williams Pottery on Instagram and check it out.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah. So each of these is like an individual little chip that I make out of it. So these definitely take some time. And
How long from start to finish would you say that would take?
well, I mean, start to finish a couple days, but like, I mean, you'll see how fast I can make the actual form now. And then like tomorrow is when I would flip it upside down and put it back on the wheel and round it out and put all the grooves into it, put the handle on it. And then after that, it'll take a couple days to dry. And then once it's completely dry and doesn't have any water in it, then it can be fired. If it has any water in it and it's fired, it can blow up or explode or anything. So I wait till it gets completely dry, and then I put it in the kiln and it fires for like a night or so, and then I take it out the next morning, and then you glaze it, and that's just like you dip it in this thick liquid of chemicals and whatnot, and then you put it back into the kiln, and then it fires again overnight, and then it's finished. So it's definitely a long process.
What advice do you have for those who have hiccups?
You know what? My favorite is to drink from the opposite side of the cup.
Really?
And then
Never heard that.
That's my favorite way. I feel like it's all about taking your mind off of the hiccups, and that definitely does it. I mean, you're holding your breath, doing all that, but my favorite is to flip it. Yesterday, I was in the National Forest, and I was making pots, and they were like, "Oh, that's a cool grill," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's not really a grill. It's actually a pottery wheel." But I've had some cool reactions from kids and parents that want to show their kids what pottery is, which is really cool. I think that's really important, because not a lot of young people are really doing pottery.
Right on.
Someone said, "Yo, we just saw you. I guess your fans are there out in the wild." So, William, when you're done with your world tour, are we gonna get like a cool T-shirt with all the states that you made like pots in the back?
There's all sorts of ideas of what I want to do. I want to start using my pots as like prints of paintings or something like that, and remake the pot that I made in Colorado, and it'll be like the Colorado pot or something like that.
The wizard once again asked, "What's the best pottery advice you've ever had?"
I would say just be patient, and don't think that it's gonna come quick, because a lot of people have such high expectations. They see pottery, and I feel like pottery's kind of come up like with social media and everything over the past few years, and people are like taking classes and doing all this stuff, but they're probably getting really frustrated after the first couple classes that they can't make anything. And it takes time. It takes a lot of effort, just like any other craft.
I don't know if this will last very long, but yours looks a little better.
Yeah, put some dots on it.
Hey, this won't last very long either.
Oh! That is... We're watching William, and there's pottery in the zone. Shh, and a strip ball near Niagara Falls. What final steps are you doing before that's complete?
I'll just widen it. You can make edits to it. You can put some things in there. You can do all sorts of stuff. But with this one, I'll just give it.
Hulk smash! I'll smash fake Ryan. Smash!
Thanks, William.
Well, guys, thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah, we appreciate you as well. This is the world we live in, folks.
Contiene trigo.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out again to William. QWTChrises. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, catch you tomorrow. I'm surprised the Instagram really on this long.
All right, see ya.